Hey, 100 years old, yes! What does 100 look like? Hey everybody, I'm so glad you joined us. Hi. This is my beautiful grandma. You'd never know she's 100 years old, right?
I'm not so sure of that.
Oh, I am sure of that. Hi everybody, hi Radio and McBean, and it's hard for me to read your comments. They're kind of sideways. It's Hillary, hi. Look at all who's joining. Namaste Man Gregory in the house. I'm not seeing your comments. Oh, there we go. She's beautiful. Yes, thank you so much. Yay! We're going to read your comments to Grandma, okay? I'll try to tilt my head so I can read what you're saying. Hey! Oh, shoot, I just realized I should actually do it this other way around. Oh, wait, we'll do it this way. Is it your birthday? It was her birthday, December 28th. Nice to see you. It's been a while. I know it's been a while. She's sexy, someone just said. Isn't that lovely? Nice to see you again, hun, says Sage Cryptic. Oh, wonderful. And Marilee says, hi from Puerto Rico.
Oh, my goodness.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
I can't see. Let me see how many people we have on with us right now. It's hard. It's not really telling me. But you look just like your grandma. Aw, thank you. That's a compliment. Hey, Char. Hello from Australia. Thanks for the hearts, everybody.
Yeah.
33. Happy 100. Yay, abounding in song. Hello from West Palm. Oh, hello for West Palm. That's right. Hi, Grandma, my Centurion favorite. Oh, my God. You're the super nice, awesome lady I've seen celebrating in Las Vegas. Oh, thank you. Hello from Wyoming. Greg, who is Namaste Man, just shared on Twitter. Thank you. Yes, you definitely want to. My grandma, I love so much. If you've ever seen a scope we've done with her. Hi, Atlanta, Georgia. Hi, Richmond. Hello, Mexico. Let us know where you're scoping in from. And definitely spread the word, because Grandma has, you were born in 1915. Yes.
December the 28th.
And she still takes care of herself, cooks, cleans, does the laundry, takes out the trash.
Does my own laundry.
Yes, right. You do your own laundry. Exactly. Can I marry you? Someone asked. She is beautiful at 100. She is, isn't she? Let me just move this so you can see her a little bit better. Does that help you guys? Oops, maybe not. Sorry. I'm trying to make this a little better. Excuse me. She looks beautiful. No, I want to make you. Oh, what is Grandma's favorite song? I think you've been asked that before, right?
Do you remember what I said?
1915 in the USA. Wow, she's lovely. I don't remember what you said. Do you know? Frank Sinatra? Yeah?
No, my favorite song.
She does not look 100, someone said. Ask Grandma, what does she make of this Periscope thing? So someone said, what do you think about this Periscope thing and getting to live stream?
Unbelievable.
I know, right? Getting to connect with you from around the world. She looks like she's 50. I know, half her age. She was born in the U.S. Thank you, McBean, for sharing. Appreciate it. She is beautiful.
In Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Yes. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, she is a card shark. And in fact, the other night, she beat my aunt and I mercilessly. Like she had this huge deck that she won all the points. What's her favorite decade? That's a good one. Hi, Las Vegas. What's her, and hello to everyone saying hi. And thank you, Desmond, for sharing. What's your favorite decade?
I would suppose it would be in the 1950s.
The 1950s?
Yes, because
and they're right here.
We had 2 children, and that was best of our life. And let's see, in the 1950s, my daughter graduated from high school, and my son graduated from college, or our son, I should say. And it was interesting to find them. And so I can't choose. Oh, and our son returned from Vietnam, where he'd been a pilot with the Marines and based at Da Nang. He got home in the year 66. He'd been on a fellowship, not a fellowship, but a scholarship.
Oh, okay.
He had been enrolled had been accepted at Lehigh, and then they came along in his what do I say, in school, and asked him if he had ever taken the test of the Marines, and he said no, he didn't really know about it. So his dad said, well, he had some complications on his arm from having injured it in his first year.
Oh, that's right.
Of junior.
Yeah.
His junior, which...
Oh, Grandma, I have to interrupt you for a moment. Someone said their granny lived to 106 happy years. Healthy to the end. Yes! Yeah. I want Grandma to be here for that long and longer.
Only if I'm well enough and not a charge to anybody.
But she takes good care of herself. She moves. She laughs through every sentence, or half sentences. Does she like the Mamas and the Papas music from the 60s? You remember that?
Yes.
All the leaves are brown.
But anyway, it was just a happy season of my life as an adult.
Oh.
And from then on. And I've been very fortunate to have a very loving family of not only my daughter who lives with me now, and I've been in my own home, but my grandchildren and great-grandchildren and my little great-granddaughter who's 7 years old. I said to her, she keeps saying about 100. And I said, how many years is it going to be till you be 100? So she made little faces and started counting. And she said, 93.
Without hesitation, exactly. Oh, and my mom lived until she was almost 104.
Oh.
And someone shared with us today that their great-grandma lived 109. Isn't that amazing? Oh. Yes, yeah, Grandma. Y'all playing cards tonight? Well, we just may. It depends. Now, here's the deal. If you go to notesforgrandma.com, that'll take you to the Facebook page. I'm going to show Grandma in a moment. And I had people from around the world leave messages for Grandma to wish her a happy 100th birthday and shared photos with her. So if you go to notesforgrandma.com, it's also in the title of the scope here. In a fast-paced society, we all should slow down and take the time to listen to our elders. Indeed. Thank you. I agree. Thank you so much. Notesforgrandma.com. Thank you for posting that. And you can write your messages. I'm going to read them to her. I'm going to start with some messages on my own Facebook page that came from some posts I did about her. Happy birthday from Michigan, someone said. And, oh, Mr. A. Singh, good to see you. So that's what I always ask. I love that she's a gem for sharing with us. Oh, what state are you in now? We're in Florida right now. Okay. So let's read these comments. So we did a Magisto. If you go to my Facebook page, I'm LynnRose. You can look me up on Facebook. You will see this lovely montage video we did of her birthday, a surprise birthday party. And so I posted that, and I have these comments here, and then I'll read the other comments, and then I'm going to notesforgrandma.com to read your comments. And we'll still read some of them here too. So, I just love being able to share this with Grandma. So, I posted this and we had comments like, happy birthday from Ireland, by the way. Oh, and thanks for sharing, Franny. Everyone's saying happy birthday, Grandma. Blessings to you, ma'am. Happy birthday. All from around the world. And continue letting us know where you're scoping in from, because it's wonderful, connecting that it's from all around the world. All right, so wonderful. This is so beautiful and inspirational. Beautiful. How awesome. Happy 100 to your gorgeous Grandma. She is amazing. Thanks for sharing. And then someone wrote, which I just love, a friend of mine here. Oh, hi, Claremore, Oklahoma. And Jane Baumgart. Hey, Jane. And Indianapolis. And my friend wrote, oh, gosh, she's just beautiful and does not look her age. Watching that video makes my heart... Oh, hi, Maryland and Idaho and Washington. Watching that video makes my heart smile so big. She was so surprised. You should see these pictures. And she is just a bright, shining diamond. Wow, to have her on the planet for 100 years. Amazing. Congrats to her and your family for celebrating her zest-filled life. Yes, you can ask Grandma a question. We're just going to read these comments, and then we're definitely going to take your questions. So you can also post in notesforgrandma.com. Hi, Australia. All right, so Cindy Rose Freud, which is in our family, actually, and she wrote, thanks for sharing this video. Wish we could have been there. Aunt Eleanor, you are absolutely beautiful. And she is. Connie Fife wrote, beautiful. Congratulations to the whole family. Absolutely gorgeous and radiant. What a blessing. She sure is beautiful. Every woman should only hope they look half that good at that age. But 100? What? Hard to believe. Beautiful party for a beautiful lady. Aunt Eleanor, you're such an inspiration. Love you.
Who was that?
What is her advice to mankind? Very good question. I will ask her that. That was from Anne Freud.
Oh.
Or Frood. So I answer that question, then we'll come back. And do you remember a night of great love back in 1934? No. Your husband. Our great love of her life was my granddaddy, George C. Rose. Yeah. So what would be your advice to mankind, Grandma? And then we'll continue with the comments.
Well,
and you can look there to let them know if you can look up. But.
Well, in the first place, through life, there are many challenges you have to face.
Yeah.
And I would say trying to make the most of each day, whether it be just very simple things, but always keep in mind that the love you have for your family and they for you, that you always keep that rich.
Oh, the love for family. Yeah.
Love of family makes you what you are, and helps to make your family what they are, your children, and so they're a reflection of you, and so you try to help them along life's road, bumpy and all. Sometimes it can be. And anyway, I've been very blessed with the family that I have.
Yeah. We've been blessed with you.
Not only with my children, but their children and great-grandchildren. So our family is small, fairly small. But we keep a love alive for each individual.
Thank you, Grandma. Someone asked a really interesting question. And by the way, thanks for some of those comments. We had someone from infantrymen. I couldn't see what number that is. Yes.
Did they ask what?
Someone asked what your health secrets are. So I want to know what your health secrets are, what you would say to someone who maybe doesn't have family, because some people aren't as fortunate.
Yes.
And then someone also asked, do you think the world is better or worse now, here at 100 years old?
Well, I don't like to say it. Well, it's worse in many aspects, all of which all of us are fully aware of. And it's hard to think that so many don't have any love of the human person, whether they be children or adults. And I guess we, as individuals, have to live that perhaps things won't be as always great for us, as far as enemies, which are many now, compared to well, of course, I was born in the middle of a war, and of course World War II and the war in Hanoi and the rest were. And when you have any of those that are in any of the war, you have to keep your prayers that they're watched and get home safely. Of course, many don't, but that's the only thing I can say about the main changes in my lifetime. And of course, the many things that have been invented, and
yes,
it's hard to enumerate all of them.
Yeah.
Where Lynn's doing right now.
I know. I'm getting to take your messages, getting to live stream with you. She is in my old town. We should visit her with Lynn. Oh, how neat. Do you still feel 20 in your heart? Someone asked.
Oh.
Do you?
20?
Do you still feel like you're 20 in your heart? Do you still feel young in your heart?
Yes, I am. I'm fortunate that I have living in my own home, and my daughter, who's a delight, and never minds whatever she has to do, and in taking me to a doctor's or whatever else, there's never any question about that. And Lynn here has been a love, and her sister Susie, and my grandson is in Hanoi right now. He's been there for 2 years on I don't know just how to express it, the type of thing he's in.
He is stationed in Vietnam, and he's helping recover what do you call it, remains from back in the World War II, or whatever the war that was happened over there. Korean War, Vietnam War.
No,
World War, one of the wars. Sorry.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And it goes back. They have, it's amazing when they still have recover some.
Yeah. And do research.
So he sets up the teams. There are 4 teams that go out in a year's time. And he'll be coming back in July, this coming July. That will end his 2-year.
We will celebrate that.
Yeah.
Someone said, is there too much suffering? Something about suffering, and I missed that comment. But Namaste Man said, too many damn wars. And Namaste Man is Gregory, who is so wonderful. He's remembered you ever since the scope we did in September, and always asks, how is Eleanor? Tell her hello, that we love her. People come and go, how's she doing? We miss her. So I want to make sure to
thank you
bring her to you. If I missed your question, you can ask it again. So when you type a question, just copy it so you can repaste it in case I miss it, because it's, you know, it's hard. They go by fast. I'm having to tilt my head to read them. And she does have a brilliant smile. Hopefully you can see her well with the way it's framed. What do you think of how people dress today compared to the elegant fashion of your day?
Well, I think, of course, one of the biggest changes is the attires of the young.
Yeah.
The teenagers and on up in life. But that's, I always think, it's really none of my business. But
Hi, California.
Sometimes it would be nice to see someone in just a regular outfit and trying to show more of the body.
Yeah.
But that's not a prime concern of me, other than I think sometimes that they can go a little far.
Yeah.
But there again, I don't have anyone in the family that's doing that, so I don't make it really any of my business.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. And go ahead.
That's individuals. Each individual is entitled to what they want to do, and that they're not affecting anybody else. So.
By the way, we're getting comments like, you're so lucky to have your grandma, I know, or that they missed their granny. So I just want to officially say, my grandma is your grandma. Okay, her heart, you know, encompasses the world. So pull those dang drawers up, chillin'. Oh, because people wear their pants down below their butts. Oh. So funny. Aw.
Yeah, I think just give a little heave to them. Pull them up.
Heave it, pull them up. Oh, it's a pleasure to share. I really appreciate you guys being here. I want to continue reading these comments, and if you go again to notesforgrandma.com, you can leave your comment there. You can also see some of the photos from her 100th birthday party here. Look of surprise there and everything. Oh, such a blessing to meet you. Thank you, guys. All right, so she is truly a gorgeous and wise woman, says LaRue. Well, much love to you for what you just wrote here. What is your words of wisdom to all the millennials? Those are the 20-year-olds, the young folks. What's your words of wisdom to them, Grandma?
I think, I don't know what, I haven't any idea right now what they would like to advise. I would think, try to make the best of what you have to offer in life with your talent, whether it be for work or not. But so many now, and I think it's because they haven't finished even high school, is why there's so many gangs. And that's the sad part, when the opportunity is there for them to get an education, but they drop out of school. And unfortunately, in the 20s, in certain sections of all our cities, there's gangs, and so many innocent people are killed by just random shooting. And it's sad, very sad, that that's the way part of the life of wherever you live is. And I would hope that that could be changed.
There's many people working towards that.
Control of gun sales And it's amazing to me that the young have been able to get them.
Yeah. I think the millennials, actually, there's a lot of millennials I know that are really committed to making change.
Yeah.
And they're really doing their best to give back. Amen, Grandma. You are the best. Thank you for answering. Oh, how sweet. Yeah, they've been lots of people sending you love and continuing to say lovely things. Thank you so much. Let's see, RV Robinson says, oh my God, 100 years? Really? Tell your grandma for me that I think that her generation is the best that ever lived.
Oh, thank you. I'm not so certain of that, but...
And someone else...
Anyway, thank you, because we all have areas of which we're supremely proud of them, and ones that you would help change, maybe not as an individuals, but groups helping some of them that need help.
Right. Very sweet. I love your grandma. Someone said, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her generation. If it wasn't for your generation, Grandma. Yeah. Robin Bell said, this is wonderful. Happy birthday to a beautiful lady. Amarjit Singh, who was here with us, might still be here, said happy birthday and God bless her and her family. Rob Nunn, congrats to you, Mrs. Rose, and to your family in being able to see you achieving such a great milestone. My mom turns 92 in 2 weeks. Something else. How are we able to live so much longer? Bless. Make sure to follow me. She'll enjoy my music. I do vinyl here on Periscope. Reminds me of my grandmother. She was amazing. Happy birthday. Yes, feel so lucky. Can you please ask her this? Is suffering good or bad? They said, ask, is suffering good or bad? That was a question.
I don't think so. It depends on what type of suffering. The suffering for those who are hungry and for those who are unemployed, I think that's a sad. And if you're related to physical suffering, I have been basically free of anything that's too dramatic or too awful. So that has probably contributed to me, but I still think it goes back to the home into which I was born. I had wonderful, loving parents, and there were 5 of us, and I think they set the example maybe for all of us. And I've been blessed with not having to have any physical suffering of any amounts.
Yeah. Someone asked a question, what would you impart, wisdom would you impart for a happy and successful life?
What
would you say, what would you, advice would you give them for a happy and successful life? For someone to have a happy and successful life, what advice would you say?
Well, I guess not all people can be as free of maybe sadness that I've had my share of it, but you can't let it overwhelm you. And if you were used to doing certain things, it's tough to get back to what your life was. But all of us have to face crisis in our life the best we can. And I guess I'm getting away from what the question was.
Sorry.
No. What?
It was about, what would you say for them to have a happy and successful life? What would you advise them?
Well, is the happiness first. And I was happy in my marriage and delightfully happy with my 2 children, Jack and
Joanne.
Yeah, Jack and Joanne, and their children. And so received all kinds of love from them.
The family.
And I had had many friends, both when I lived back in Pennsylvania and since I've been in Florida. And a lot of that is because of Joanne living with me and my other families visiting with me. So I guess I've been very fortunate in that respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I hear in translating that answer is that number one, the connections to those around us. If you have family and loving family, to cherish that for all it's worth, and to cherish your relationships with your friends, and the meaningful connections we have. Did you have a career outside of the home?
No, I never worked outside when I was married. Before I worked out when I was finished with high school, I took a business course, commuted to the nearby. And so then I was doing things in the days that most of you don't know what the word. Doing shorthand. And
shorthand. What was that?
And taking dictation. And so that was what I did until I was married, and then I did not work after. And so that was my lifestyle.
Someone said I remember shorthand, by the way.
Yeah, shorthand.
What was the best invention in your life?
Let me see. Well, I'm trying to think. Probably, I'm not sure. When did the telephone?
The telephone?
But
yeah.
I think that would have been in that time. The automobile and all the things now that you take for granted.
That we take for granted. Like Periscope. We don't take that for granted yet. But,
And what you know now, how people travel in the air. And
those airplanes.
I think in 1915 probably was about the year of the first. I have the first Ford automobile.
Oh, you were born during the first automobile.
But
air conditioning, someone said.
Oh, yes.
Have you ever tried sushi, someone said?
Fishing?
Sushi. Do you like sushi? No. Model T. Is that what was in 1915? The Model T?
What?
Model T. The Model T Ford.
Yeah, I think that was about the year for it. I'm not sure. I have a gift from grandchildren that I haven't had time to go that takes me from the 1915s up to the century.
And what was the most... sorry, go ahead.
And I haven't read it enough to really get down to the nitty-gritties of the things that happened in my lifetime.
And someone said, what was the most profound change you've seen in your lifetime? Profound change. The Berlin Wall coming down, or not that that's it, but I mean, who knows? There's so many, right? I mean, how do you choose? That's always the hard part.
I would have to think that.
You can think about that one. Oh, now we were getting to read your comments like normal. Now, can you see my grandma okay with the way these comments are?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. I see. This might be... Is that better for you guys? Do you see grandma now? Wonderful to live so long. Yes, I didn't realize it was covering her face.
It's wonderful if you have the health and you're not a difficult thing for you to survive and difficult for family to have.
I'm going to change it to this so we can see grandma better. Is that better, you guys?
For family to have to depend on another one to take care of you, the physical end and all. Or to have you in a home.
Yeah.
So then.
And how many grandkids do you have, Grandma?
Grandchildren. Here's one to my right. And then she has a younger sister, Susie.
Yeah.
And then David and my granddaughter here. No, that's my daughter. And David. And he's the young man that I spoke was with the Marines. And who else I have? I should be able to say off the top of the head.
Oh, it's okay, Grandma. And by the way, it's been a long day. She went for like several nights with hardly any sleep, and also we stayed up late playing cards till 2 a.m. one of the nights. So
one of my thrills for today, we were. Joanne, my daughter, and I were in church, and so was Lynn. But Lynn sang. She has a gorgeous voice.
Oh.
And she was a soloist in our church, which was very thrilling. And I'm sure they all appreciated people that saw her.
Oh.
We couldn't.
She wanted me to sing for her church, and since I was here, they made arrangements. So that's how that happened.
She met the other day with the pianist, and it was a very fine one, and it was just beautiful. And I'm sure very wonderful for the congregation to hear her. So anyway, it was beautiful.
Oh, thanks, Grandma.
She does a lot of singing in her lifetime each year.
Yeah. We did a private concert for Grandma with Aunt Joanne playing piano, of which Aunt Joanne had not played in almost 9 years on the piano that's been in our family for generations, and most recently played for the first time in 9 years at Christmas. And then she got to play again while I was here, and she played and I sang it for Grandma and one of my cousins.
Yeah, I had a niece that was here, so just the other night. So Amy and I got a concert from Joanne, and then Emily sang.
Lynn. She sometimes call me Emily because the other granddaughter. It's okay.
There's so many girls get the names, even the 7-year-old.
I know, right?
But anyway.
And this is where they are now, just so you know. Yeah,
Amy and I were just almost spellbound. It was so beautiful to hear them. Yeah, it was a couple-hour concert.
Yeah, right. You're getting so many thank you for your beautiful comments here. I see this question, which is, what is it like for you to see the first Black president? They've asked that several times. But many people saying, oh, you look so beautiful. I can't believe you're 100. What do you do to look so young and healthy? And we'll get to your question about the president. And if I miss it, just type it again. But anyway, whatever of those you want to answer, Grandma. And Bob is on here too, by the way. Bob Doyle from Russia.
And what did he want to know?
Well, Bob did not ask the question, but someone asked, what do you think of having the first Black president?
Well, that did not enter into it as far as mine. I'm disappointed in the success of him. I think he's a very bright man, and he speaks without very few notes ever. But I just was disappointed in the results. And hopefully...
He had an uphill battle, too, though. But, yeah, it kind of goes both ways.
Yeah. And I admire his wife and the way they've been able to keep their children, their girls, out of the, protect them and let them live their own lives and not be on screen and people watching them all the time.
Right.
I think they're very loving parents.
Yeah. Oh, Bob said to make sure I clarify that it's not just Bob Doyle. Bob Doyle is my boyfriend.
And
we had just talked to him before this scope, so that's why I said it that way. But anyway, no worries, my love.
What did you want to make sure?
He typed saying, hey, don't just call him Bob Doyle. It's your boyfriend. I know. Oh, Greg said it. Bob didn't say it. Greg said it. They're having fun here as they make comments. So we'll read a couple more comments, or a few, however many more comments here from people from around the world, what has changed over the years. But let me just read some comments about Grandma. Says, Lynn, you're right. It is in those precious moments. This is my chosen field, and I'm in love with it, too. Tears of grace. Simply love. Many congrats. How magical. Thanks for sharing. What a lovely woman. And Dr. Stephen Kinneret wrote, wow, Lynn, this is very inspirational. Looks like your amazing grandma practices what I preach. Maintain a positive attitude. Keep moving your body. Eat clean, and there are no limits. I would love to interview her to learn her unique approach to this. So seriously, Grandma, and we had this question here on Periscope. What are you doing for your health? How do you stay so vibrant and young and healthy?
Well, I try to eat a balanced diet, and I don't know that there's really anything I eliminate from it, other than if it's something I really don't like, some vegetable, but I try to have a balanced diet, and And for years, up until I had a back injury, I walked in the morning. And when I lived back north, there were 4 women. We met every day. And then Saturday, we would go somewhere for breakfast. But we had a very great place of walking there. And here, I used to walk across the road to a park. And I walked early in the morning. And then I walked with some friends and until I did have an injury that stopped my walking and stopped for lots of doing things that I can't do now.
Yeah, she actively played golf and always active. And I think personally, even though you wouldn't say it, but I say this, that is her attitude. I mean, she's seen a lot of challenges in her life, losing son too young, losing her husband too young, but keeping that positive attitude and laughing through challenges and loving, and you take care of yourself. But she also eats cake every chance she gets. So it's not like it's restrictive. You know?
No, I don't have any kind of a diet I have to watch.
Did you know it said in 1915 the average age expectancy was 47?
Yes, I saw that the other day for men. I don't know if that was for women also.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Let them eat cake. Right?
I guess part of my living so long is both my parents lived to the early 90s.
Yeah. It has some good genes. So fingers crossed that applies to me too. Yeah. But I think it goes beyond genes because also her sister, unfortunately, my great aunt just recently passed 1 week before her birthday. And she was 16 years younger. 15 years younger, yeah. So, you know, I think it's a part of how you take care of yourself along with the blessings you've been given. Thanks, Bob. Great genes and taking care of yourself equals long life. Yeah. Sarah, nice question. Sarah says, do you still miss your parents?
Oh, I miss anybody that's been in my life, but they were very supportive because they were with me when both our son and my husband died. So even though they didn't live close to me, they were in Michigan, and my brothers were all in Michigan. But it happened to be that the family, my son, or our son, I should have said it, and husband were the first deaths in the family. And so they were very supportive, if not there, but at least by letters and phone calls, because they loved us too. And my father when Jack was only about 6 or 7, he was in Michigan for a visit with my father and mother. And my father took him every day to the Y, and that's where he learned to swim.
Oh, did he?
So he had a lot of love for them.
Oh.
And my son was Lynn's father.
Puerto Rico. Oh, that's right. Yes, my dad was her son, so obviously, grandma. Someone said a couple things. They said, did you smoke or drink? And then another person said, were you a model? And hello, UK. Hello, Puerto Rico.
I wasn't a model, and I smoked for a short time, but never when I was pregnant with my children. And then I quit when my husband became ill.
Someone said you could
I never was a heavy smoker, and I don't think smoked in front of my children when they were young, but anyway.
I'm just going to read a comment, and I've now forgotten, but someone said something important I wanted to say, but I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. Someone said, I can see where you got your looks, and that we look alike. What was your craziest moment in life? Hi, Australia. Hi, New York. Hi, Mexico.
Oh, craziest
Hello,
moment
everybody.
in life.
Craziest moment in life.
Humorous, I guess.
What was?
Humorous, I guess.
Humorous?
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had lots of those.
That's why you laugh so much, right?
I'll have to give that a little thought to get back to you.
Yeah.
There were lots of fun things that happened. And for me to just say which was the most important or one, there were lots in connection with the children when they'd have friends at home. And one of the humorous things is when our son was in college, he asked if it would be all right if some of his fraternity brothers would come over Christmas holidays. And my husband was going to work a couple days after Christmas, and he looked out the window and he said, there's a car pulling up out front. So that was the first of them, and they started arriving, and I don't know how many they had, but Jack said to them, you can sleep any place you want in the house, but not in my bed. So they did. They slept. We had a big living room, and they slept all over.
Oh my goodness!
All over the floors there. And of course, they were all going skiing, and at the time, Jack and his sister Joanne had gone skiing, and they didn't get home for dinner, which I thought was unusual. It wasn't, the ski slopes weren't that far away from us. Anyway, it turned out she had done something to her ankle. So she's on a crutch.
Oh, no.
And all these boys are, and my husband said, some of them don't even know how to ski.
Oh, no.
So they saw Joanne with a crutch, and they said, what happened to you? And she said, I broke my ankle skiing.
Oh, no.
So we had some days to wonder because not all the boys knew how to ski. But I cooked dinner for the first group that arrived, and the next morning, and they said, did you squeeze this orange juice? I said, sure, I squeezed this orange juice. He said, oh. So we had some of the nicest letters from these boys that had such a good time, because this is the early settlement, and then I think there may be 10 or 11 boys arrived after that.
Oh my gosh, you had a house full of, young college boys. Can you imagine? So someone said, what makes a successful life? What would you say makes a successful life? I think that's
Well, I think you have to accept some of the things that may happen to you, and you grow. The stronger you grow, be stronger, and you have to go on with your life after a while, and repeat the things that you've done that are, whether it be something that you do within your church life, or whether you give in working with people on the drives, the health drives and things. So there are many avenues in which a person in which they can get involved and be contributing a lot, not only to their recovery of whatever the program might have been, and get on with their life and find that life does continue as long as you be part of it and not just avoid.
That's beautiful advice. It's like whatever happens that you sustain yourself through it. What is your religious affiliation? And she looks amazing. Someone wrote, thanks, Jason Hodge. What is your religious affiliation?
I'm
Presbyterian.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Protestant Presbyterian.
And someone said, thank you so much. Hey, Lynn, ask what she thinks of you singing and how many times, has she come to see me sing? Is that what you meant?
How many times, what?
Ask what you think of my singing and have you come to see me sing?
Oh, it's fabulous singing. She's been singing since her early, I think, high school days, and she's been in many shows of which and she studied in Europe when her stepfather was and mother to be there. And perhaps you can tell them, Lynn, you tell them something about your music career.
Oh, well, this is about you, Grandma.
No, it isn't.
And your 100th birthday.
I know. Well, you sang in church.
I did.
Today.
I sang in church today for Grandma, for those who just tuned in, and which was really lovely because I'm here in Florida visiting, and I'm going to try to come as much as I can, and when I can, be able to have you guys connect with her when we can. And thank you for the more happy birthday wishes streaming in for Grandma from around the world. Well, and Lake Worth, Florida.
I want you to tell them how long you've been studying, not how long, but you're studying music and a little bit of what your music career is.
Okay. I love my grandma.
Yeah, I want you to. I'm real proud of you. I want you to.
Oh, thanks, Grandma. Well, I've sung since I was a little girl. All more birthday wishes coming in. And sung since I was a little girl, sung around the world, did Broadway, did TV and film, TV hosted for a bit, opened for a lot of names, Sheryl Crow, Jay Leno, Mariah Carey, Earth, Wind and Fire. I mean, I don't know, there's a lot of different folks. And have some songs out. Let's see. And I do big corporate events now. And so I sing for special events and get them energized and on their feet and on fire. And also I'm a speaker, an MC for that. So that is the answer there. How did you
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, Grandma, I love you. I see. What historical event impacted her the most? I thought she answered that before. Tell us the secret to a happy marriage.
A happy marriage?
Tell us the secret to a happy marriage.
Well, naturally, all have, at least I would think, difference of opinion at times, but don't let it overwhelm you because you don't get your own thought on it.
Yeah.
But you have to be cooperative. You have to be, I would say, and not differ too much on opinions that you get into hassles.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, our marriage was less than 40 years, so we didn't have a lot of the build-up that most people are gifted to have. And it had taken me, I can be bold and say that it was very difficult to accept both our son's death and my husband's death because they were unusual and certainly unexpected. And I'm sort of getting away, I guess, from things.
No, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an important... She had a beautiful marriage to my granddaddy, who remains part of her heart and ours. And it was hard on both of them when my dad died. My dad died when I was 11, way too soon in a plane crash, flying from one base to another. Can you imagine the loss of your child? And he was an amazing man and Renaissance man. And then 2 years later, unfortunately, Granddaddy died. So, you know, as are hard challenges. And some people asked, how do you get through such hard challenges? And, you know, doesn't mean that there isn't loss or tears that still come up or feeling that missing. But, and I'm just repeating things I've heard Grandma say. But I do know from seeing Grandma that she's the mother of my dad. But I do know that from seeing how Grandma operates, she focuses on the good. She laughs through every sentence. She doesn't complain. She really navigates her attitude, and doesn't mean that she doesn't have challenges or things. But however you want to answer that, Grandma, but I wanted to kind of give that.
That's just the truth of it. It isn't something that you ever really get over. Different things come to mind when that can bring a smile when the children had different parties in their life at the house, and just Jack had a terrific sense of humor.
Jack was my dad, her son. Mm-hmm.
And he had a gift of being bright as well as Joanne. And I guess that's, you remember the wonderful things, but it still doesn't matter that sometimes the hurt comes back, especially at special times of the year. But you don't dwell on it. You just, if you have some bad moments, you're entitled to it, no matter what the length of time is.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I can say, that it took me a while to get back to doing some of the things that I, like, worked at the hospital. I did volunteer work there. And just things are different, because I spent a lot of time in the hospital when my husband was in there. Mm-hmm. And I just had to get that part of my life out of my mind, I guess, eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Well, and I mean, obviously they stayed with you. I tell her she's beautiful and a strong woman. More and more years to come. I hope so too. Describe watching the evolution of pre-talkies to movies to TV. Anyway, just to wrap up though, because I didn't want but I have to say that fast, Grandma, because the comments go so fast. I don't get a chance to before they leave. But yeah, that by giving back too, because Grandma volunteered for many years in the hospital and always so loving and caring. I think that's also part of what helped your heart move through what you had to. Cherish every minute you're with your grandma. I sure do.
So you have to get on with your life, and you still have a lot of loved ones yet, and so that's the way it went.
Yeah. So someone asked, gosh, she was already in her 50s when Kennedy was president. Wow, interesting to think about, actually. So describe seeing it go from the silent movies to talkies to movies to TV, that evolution. To now Periscope.
I was going to say there's so many things that happened within 100 years. It's hard for me just to designate which one was the most important.
Yeah.
There's so many I can think of that have been important. So until my mind functions a little better, I'll have to think which is the most important, because nowadays you look at each one and think, my goodness.
Yeah.
How did I ever get along without this, like this?
Yeah, right, exactly. How did we ever get along without Periscope, Periscope's our TV or a movie theater in our pocket. Yes. Someone just wants a hug from you, says Cheryl Ann. And yes, Grandma was alive in World War, did you say World War II, but did you say World War I? You were born in 1915.
And then World War I was 1917.
Oh, wow.
That's the date.
Wow.
Of course, I was too young to know about that.
Yeah. Wow. Please, I'm begging you, kale or no kale? Do you eat kale? Do you know what kale is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We've had it. I sort of eat whatever Joanne's cooking. And she likes kale, and but we haven't had a lot of it, but she's had it. Yeah.
Yeah. We actually had a kale salad the other night, and it was really lovely. Someone asked if you're on Facebook. She's not on Facebook, other than translating the messages, which is if you go to notesforgrandma.com, it's in the title. I wrote notesforgrandma.com in the title, so you can refer back to it. That'll take you to the Facebook group where you can post messages from my grandma, okay? In fact, let me just go there now so I can read some of your notes. I know Namaste Man, who's on here with us, has written some notes, and a bunch of people. Look, Grandma, see?
Oh, yeah.
It says notes for Grandma. Look, you're even wearing this. Oh, not the same shirt. Leave your note for Grandma turning 100 years young. So I'll close that for right now. Let me see. Find your notes. Goodness. You're so blessed. Did you do a lot of swing dancing?
No.
No.
You do.
I love to swing dance. That's true. It's true. So we have a happy 100th birthday from Susan K. Robinson. Kurt Young says, we've never met, Lynn, but my hat goes off to you in seeing how much love you have for your grandmother and how many lives you've touched and continue to touch around the world. You and your grandmother's beauty abounds. The fruit does indeed not fall far from the tree. How sweet. You got kisses and hugs from people here. Let's see. Let me find, Kenneth McBean. Oh, happy birthday, says people. Love that she is on. Kenneth McBean says, a lovely woman and a beautiful granddaughter, Lynn. Many memories and hope to many, many more in the years to come. A century old. A milestone many wish for. Congrats and happy birthday. Happy birthday from Scotland right now.
Oh.
Ask Grandma. She can't read the comments. Well, it's kind of far. It's even hard for me to read, and they're small. It's on my little iPhone. Happy birthday from Arkansas. Oh, look, someone's giving little icons of like cracking open, what do you call it? Woo, and I don't know, streamers. Let's see. Bonnie Eccles says, how wonderful for your family to be blessed with your presence for these past 100 years. Wishing you much joy on this momentous occasion. Is there anything that you wish you could have done? Grandma.
Well, probably many things I wish I could have done. And there are always many things which come back to you, which are too late to correct. For example, keeping in touch sometimes with your old friends. I regret that I haven't done that. And then I have no excuse for not. And regret for things that I could have done maybe with, I don't know what I could change with Jack or Joanne. But anyway, I think basically if things go wrong, you basically just have to accept it and go down some other avenue. And if we dwell on it, then it destroys us.
If we dwell on it.
Dwell on it.
If we dwell on it, yes. Yeah. If we dwell on it, it destroys us. That's a tweetable. Yeah, what you focus on is what you will experience and expand.
When I stayed in our home for 8 years before I sold it, and I found it that I was getting too depressed, basically, because all through our home, I could visualize my husband and Jack, all the things that they had in it, not necessarily in it, but passing the bedroom. It seems funny, but it's true.
Yeah.
And even though I loved it, I knew that if I stayed there, it would be too depressing. So I sold it 8 years after and moved into a new development home, and I was very contented there until I decided that if I stayed there, I would not be able to always get out of the house in midwinter if the word was bad, because I lived in quite an elevated area. Mm-hmm. So that's when I decided that if I moved to Florida, that I wouldn't be, I might be held in with a tornado, but I didn't give that much thought, but I wouldn't be curtailed by getting to church or anything else if I lived in an area where the weather was all the same. So naturally I missed a lot of my friends, but a lot of my friends were no longer in the area, so it's been healthy for me, the move.
Yeah, and now new friends, and Aunt Joanne, who is her daughter, who lives with me, and my aunt. She has me smiling this whole time, someone says, and someone says they just lost their great-grandma, and and lots of beautiful love. Wow, she's on fire today, says Bob. And a kiss for Brazil. Can we kiss Brazil? Mwah. Hugs from Morocco. How wonderful. I also want to read some other comments here. Mari Smith, who is a dear friend, and she's really big in social media. And she says, stunning. What a beautiful grandma. Love this video, Lynn. Well done. Anyway, someone's asking if you saw Gone with the Wind in 1939. Did you see Gone with the Wind in 1939?
No. What, 1939?
Did you see Gone with the Wind, the movie Gone with the Wind in 1939?
Yes, I'm sure I did.
Sure I did. That's great. Hey, the pictures I have of you here, it's one picture of Grandma and I posted on my Facebook.
Oh, yes.
It had over 405 likes. Oh. My great-grandfather lived 103. Yay! Look at all this streaming in, Grandma. See, Charles Hahn, was she alive when Titanic sank? When did Titanic sink? I don't remember.
I have a gift of what's happened in the 15 years that I lived. And we've only hit some high spots yet.
Yeah, right? So Charles Hahn says you have, 1912. So no, that's right. She was born 1910. Bye. Titanic
1912 was when my brother
you're
was
higher
born.
up on my awesome list now that you already were. Break it down. Oh, thanks, Jason. No, 3 years later, right. So Charles Hahn wrote, you have a bit of her grandma in you, no question. Also, I wanted to know oh, okay, that was something else. Happy birthday, Grandma. I understand my father will turn 100 in October. Mazel tov. Congratulations on your birthday, ma'am. What a blessing. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah. Thank you from all around the world, you guys. It's so wonderful having you here. Definitely, we have a great community here, by the way. I recommend you follow each other or check each other out. You know, connecting here is fantastic, being able to share Grandma with you, but also you guys sharing with each other, following each other if it's of interest that you like. And definitely follow me if you like for more scopes ahead. Grandma, get you a new follower. Ah, that's great. Have you ever been down to New Zealand? In fact, someone was asking quite a bit, where have you traveled?
No. Well, we went to Europe one time, my husband and I.
Europe?
Visited different countries.
Portland, New York. Mm-hmm.
And my husband didn't like to really travel. Except he traveled with some of his golf buddies to different,
Oh,
and
right.
they did that. But that was a time then that I was always able to go to my family, my parents in Michigan, and see my brothers and sister. And so it was like a vacation, separate vacation.
Mm-hmm.
But it was great as far as we were concerned. And I'm sure that we took some other trips. But basically, the longest trip we had was the year we went to Europe. And he was with a die casting in Pennsylvania. And there were other people around that were going to visit die casting industry in Europe. So that was the main reason we went. We had a great time, and we met lots of nice people.
That's great. Oh, I love that you did that. I didn't even know that, you guys.
That was in the early 60s.
Oh, someone's in Boynton Beach. Someone from Boynton Beach is watching. Grandma is beautiful. Someone said, did Grandma have any wine today for her birthday? No. But her birthday was actually December 28th. But so she's 100 years and 3 weeks or something, 100 years and 2 weeks old.
I don't know. I may have had part of a glass of wine when it was being passed around everybody for a toast. Yeah.
Someone said, my grandpa is 94. He says the first 100 years is the hardest. Then it's easy. Is that true?
I don't know. I don't know because I'm only on the first 100.
Oh, that's right. She's on the first 100. She just passed the 100 mark.
Yeah.
And that was from Arizona. We have someone from Lake Worth here. I have to see. I missed their comment, though.
Lake Worth?
Let's see. And Jerry Chiramello wrote, sweet pics, Lynn. This is absolutely wonderful. I love the tenacity, humor, and inspiration your grandma represents. Growing old is not for sissies. She has a great attitude for living and so will remain young at heart. You are both beautiful ladies. Oh, thank you so much, you guys. I love what you're writing. First 100. Oh, thank you, sweet. I don't know how to say what you just wrote, whomever just wrote that. Happy birthday from Chicago, Grandma. Here's to many more. Hi from Switzerland. Wish her all the best. Have fun. What's the biggest lesson Grandma learned as a young woman?
I'm sorry, I have the biggest lesson.
I know. How about if they asked you that? What would you say? Think about it, right? You have to think about it. What was your biggest lesson? Happy birthday from Dallas comes in, and that you're beautiful, someone said.
Perhaps sometimes that you had a wish that you could do this, that, or the other thing. And because some of your friends or some of your couples that we knew were able to do things that we weren't able to do. But I don't know that you dwell on that. It's a temporary disappointment because you automatically say to somebody when they're taking a long trip, oh, I wish we could do the same, when you're young. So I don't know that that's the biggest disappointment. I'm sure there's some other disappointments in life that weren't that, or perhaps you weren't able to. I say that would be one of the biggest disappointments.
Well, what was one of the biggest lessons? What you
learned? A lesson more than a disappointment. To think that you can't always do what everybody else is doing.
Oh, I see.
So
to compare yourself
to others.
The
biggest disappointment is more.
Yeah.
It's not a lasting thing,
Yeah. Someone said you made their day. Another person said laughter has to be a part of longevity. I think so. And sounds like she's saying no time to look backwards. Yeah, well
true.
said. Hi, Ask Hillary. Grandma, do you think the world is a better place today? She kind of answered that a little earlier. No need to compare ourselves. Yes. Oh, Gregory, we love you. He's saying thanks for creating a loving legacy. Wonderful. In fact, looking at your products with, I don't know who you're talking to here, but someone was talking to each other in there. We have other comments here. Such a testament. Beautiful memories being made right. So adorable. You're both great. What do you look towards the future? That's a good question from Little Ray-Ban. Thank you. And have you ever been to Switzerland? Someone asked too.
No, I haven't been to Switzerland.
So I haven't been to Switzerland, but what do you look forward to in the future?
Well, I look forward to be able to continue with my daughter, and hopefully I sincerely,
and your granddaughter.
Yeah, I sincerely mean this. I don't want to have any kind of a lasting illness, because I think I wouldn't want that to be from my daughter and my granddaughters and the rest, that I would have all these years with them and then become a charge, which, well, not because of maybe illness that is painful to me. I'm talking about not being able to do the things that I do now, but life is that way. I'm very lucky to continue. I belong to, there are 5 of us in the church that we do knitting twice a month. And it's
they do knitting twice a month is what she's saying. They're called the Knitwits.
Yeah. One of the women has a clean sense of humor, and it's been about 6 years, 7, because it started with our previous minister's time. And then those are, whatever we do is taken up to the Veterans Hospital, which is just a short trip north of us. And
whatever they knit gets taken to the Veterans Hospital that they donate. So they meet together twice a month.
Basically, lap robes,
lap robes, yeah.
And we just found out lately that there's women in the Veterans Hospital.
Oh.
So we'll try to do some things that have a more feminine look for them.
Oh, nice.
Because the lap, and each one, when they're given one, they've made it clear it does not belong to the hospital. It belongs to the individual.
Good.
So
as it should be.
And my daughter takes me to church and takes me to things that are involved with her at times. And I play some bridge, not regularly like I did, because a couple of my friends don't want to play any longer. But there's other things I do.
Someone said, thank you for caring for the vets. I'm a lady vet.
Oh,
that's wonderful. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, is a lap robe an Afghan?
Yes. They're not as big as an Afghan. They go from above the knees, of course, down to the ankles and make them wide enough and long enough. And everybody can do whatever color they want. And close to Veterans Day, they always have some that they take up, and they're done in the red and white. And ones I did, I put the 3 colors and made them in like a flag thing. So I enjoy them, and not enjoy them, but I really like them.
Yeah.
They're really nice ladies. But it's hard to recruit. We tell people, if you crochet or whatever, you don't have to knit, you can be a crochet. And one of the ladies does beautiful crocheting work. So she makes hers like that.
Oh, how sweet.
So that, that's an outing that I look forward to. And Sundays, and I've gotten to know a lot of my daughter's friends, and I go with her on things that are where the group of them are meeting. And So anyway.
That's beautiful. We have Turkey here in Saskatchewan, Canada, as well, has joined us. So all sorts of folks saying hey. We should probably wrap up soon because I'm sure you must get tired. And, we do have to play a game of cards before she goes to bed. It is our tradition that we play cards. I mean, you don't have to play. You might want to go to bed. But if you want to play, we're going to play. And, if we get a chance to tune in again, we will. I can't promise because it's up to Grandma and how she feels, what she wants. There's so much to glean from Grandma. Notice you don't wear glasses. Is your sight still intact? Yes. Yeah. She was reading the menu that I could barely read. I'm going, how are you doing that? Poor Bob has to wear his little thin optics, And someone said they love your hair. And kisses.
It's really got gray in a hurry.
They got gray in a hurry?
Yes.
That's great. And someone asked...
I just need a haircut right now.
Need a haircut, right?
Well, the little girl that cuts my hair has been away, so I didn't want someone else cutting it.
Right. Well, thank you, Calgary and Italy and
Australia. All you people from different worlds.
Yeah.
Not different worlds, but different countries. And
in Texas. Yeah. And I thank you for sharing her, being so loving with my grandma. Hello, Virginia, California, San Diego, all around the world, and Russia, if Bob is still here. Just really appreciate you. And I am so blessed, Grandma, that I get to have the time I have. And people have been saying that, and I really do feel that. And thank you for being willing to speak
I'm sorry
to everyone
I didn't
here.
Always come up with the answer because I guess
you did.
I guess things had happened and I put them in my mind, but didn't remember that they were the most important things.
I know. Well, we don't go around necessarily with all these check marks in our head. My favorite movie, my favorite celebrity, my favorite decade.
I want to know, what did you people do before you had this?
What did we do before Periscope? What did we do before Periscope or computers? Grandma's asking you a question. What's your answer? Someone said I needed a smile today. Thank you for giving me one. Someone said another Perry addict is more. Watch TV, someone said. Actually talked in person, someone said. Another person went, Someone went, we wrote letters. And someone said, there was anything before Periscope? Someone else wrote library. Someone else wrote played outside.
Yeah.
Right?
But did they have
sat around and crochet with her friends, too.
Did they have a typewriter?
Did you have a typewriter, she's asking?
Yeah.
Do you miss the imagination that radio made you use?
I used a typewriter.
Oh, you used a typewriter, yeah.
I did a typewriter to take your father's book apart.
Oh, that's right.
And Joanne's the one that had to...
Then edit it together. Edit it. Oh, remember those typewriters? Different than keyboards. Someone had a standard, they said. They actually had a standard. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing, coming and diving into our world and getting to share my beautiful grandma whom I love so much.
Men and women for your being of interest. And I'm sorry if I didn't always give you a definite answer, but I guess some of those things that became so usual in my life, or unusual, I guess, that they didn't find a place in my mind.
I think that's normal. So, well, much love. Thank you. And definitely follow. Swipe up or swipe down to be able to follow, because if we can, we'll do another scope, and certainly I'm going to come back as much as I can in months ahead. And we'll share.
Always communicate with Lynn.
If you go to notesforgrandma.com, you can leave your note for Grandma too there, okay? And stay in touch. So much love. We'll look forward to seeing you next time. And I love you, Grandma.
Yes.
I'm sharing Grandma with you. Bye, you guys.